Okay, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
How are we all doing?
Fine, thank you, sir.
Okay, all right. Well done. Thanks for joining tonight. So Faith,
Yes, sir.
yeah, can you capture the attendance and send it to your program administrator?
All right, sir.
Hey. Okay, so we're about to start. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Please, are we meant to write that we are present on the chat box?
You don't need to. Your governor will take a snapshot. Okay. So who can give me an idea of what we learned last week? What we practiced last week?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir.
Okay, so my own takeout from last week's class was how we are able to pad and the essence of padding, as well as alignment and yes, alignment, then the border radius, how to apply color to your border, how to ensure that okay, you want your border to be thicker, or how do I put the word, like you want it to be thicker or bolder. Yes, so that was my own take.
Wow, fantastic. You were not in class. I'm sure you went to watch the recording. You did. That was absolutely awesome. So who else? Those that were in class last week. I'm waiting on. It's someone that was not in class that was able to give us a feedback. Yeah, well done. So I want somebody to highlight what you learned last week. Hello, do I have people on this call?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, Maxine, what did you learn last week? The only person that spoke is the person that was not in class. I went to check online.
Yes, sir. I actually learned a lot. We did review of our assignment last class, and I learned that there are different ways to doing things, and then you showed us how to do the border, the padding, and all Miss Sarah said. Yeah, yeah. I actually learned a lot last class, sir.
Yeah, who else? And how many of us have even done our assignment, by the way? Okay, we have 8 submissions. Okay, but are we sure we have people in this class? Let me call names out. Kingsley, are you in this class? Tunji, are you in this class? Yeah, Tunji, you can speak.
Hello, sir. Good evening, sir. Mr. Jeffrey told me that he's not going to be around for today's class and that he's on a mission field or something, sir.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so you can submit his name so that it can be marked, for attendance.
All right, sir.
So, hello, sir. Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Tunji.
So, I should have reached out to you already. I was trying to resubmit the assignment, but I think the page is already graded out. Like I can't submit any other assignment. So maybe you have to delete it from the back end so that I can submit back.
It's also the same from my end. So I tried it. He was saying I cannot access it.
Okay, let me retract it back. Huh? Yeah, for those that need to resubmit. All right, so I'll retract it back and then we can resubmit. I think my network is very bad tonight. Okay, so so this is we are working on we did a lot last week, and at this point, if you have any question, I expect us to ask, right? Because we are about to take flights, right? And things will start getting interesting. Do you get? So we've already covered the basic principles of web design. So look at what we did last week. Last week we tried to look at concepts, how to achieve certain things. I taught us about border. We looked deep into HTML much deeper, how to apply HTML in a tag element, put the CSS as an attribute in a tag or element of an HTML. You get. And likewise, we look at some CSS concepts like borders, applying border, how to apply color, just to be creative. I told us that border can be applied to anything, pictures, anything at all. And then also we learn about tables. We learn something about table spacing, where we are able to do what we have on Covering Gap Industry, edit, download, discuss, where we're able to provide a spacing, just like you are building a house and give a larger space for the parlor. You get. You give a larger space for the parlor, and then you give some spacing for the we did a mistake here. Nobody picked it last week. It was a mistake to put here. Or maybe I was the one that typed something wrong. Okay. It's there. I was looking for it. Okay, we're able to do table spacing where we can allocate some larger screen sizing to some table cells, and then allow other table cells to manage some lesser spacing. Okay, so all of this is just to show us concepts, how to think, possibilities, how to achieve several possibilities when you are designing. So that's briefly what I stretched us on last week to do, and I'm about to review your assignment, those of you that have submitted. So I hope we've really done something quickly. But let me check for one of us. Let me check for Bridget. Let's see what she has done. Okay, let's see what Bridget has done here. Free website. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Which one is the home page, Bridget?
The one with the free website was HTML.
Where's the home page?
Yes, that's
This
no
one?
the one before it, under it.
Okay,
yes.
okay, free website. Wow, this is so nice. Did you do this by yourself?
Yeah, I am Mr. Kingsley. We are colleagues, so we are using the same system, but we're not able to finish it. The footer, we're not able to finish it.
Wow, this is fantastic. Wow. Oh well, so I've gone very far. Okay, I see. Using the concept we used last week, to see it right here. Okay, this is beautiful, and I'm really encouraged. All right, this is beautiful. The fact that you are more creative. So, is that sense of creativity I was actually looking for? And I'm happy to find it here. Wait, where's I closed something? Okay, you could see I can't even wait. Where's the one we're working on? Okay, this is the same thing. I'm trying to think. Okay, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, let me see. So what we're looking at here is almost the same. Wait, it looks. Hope people would not go and copy the code. Bridget.
No, sir. No, not at all, sir. That's all, sir.
So you guys just replicated it. I mean,
Yeah.
you created it, right?
Yes, sir.
I can see. Wow. This is creativity. This is, imagine not even using CSS frameworks. I like the border concept you put there, how the edges are curved. How the edges are curved. All right, bye. Okay, nice. See, looking at how the edges are curved, this is wonderful. Wow, kudos to you guys. I really love this. Right, I really love this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so we are going to continue. Let's continue with this. Okay, so what I want to teach you tonight is we are taking it further. So you could see that what we have right here, we are having CSS as an attribute inside all of our elements. How many of you have noticed that? And you can also notice that the same kind of CSS that we use for one tag is replicated for every other one. So what that does is it makes us to have your website becomes heavy. A website becomes heavy when it's full of junk code. What do we call junk? Junk is unnecessary data, right? So you need to learn how to work efficiently. You need to learn how to free up space. Yes, so that your website will run very, very light, right? So now, why did I say it jumped off? Is that the same CSS here, it's the same one repeating here. So instead of me having this repetition, we can declare a CSS code somewhere and then come and declare it in each of the tag. So this now brings us to what we call class. Oh yeah, please. So let's speak up on time so that we're able to manage that.
Sir, I didn't hear you, sir.
I said, what does class mean? If you hear something like, no, you are not in my class, no, we don't belong to the same class, or things like that. When you hear statement like that, what does it mean?
To me, sir, I think a class is like a collection of something similar, something like that.
Yes, similar, right? Okay, good. So we can say, if we say that a class of computer science, it means all of them are taking the course computer science. We can say the class that people are doing social class, the class of rich people, the class of middle people. You know, is that you are trying to segment things in different cells, right? So the same way we do in CSS. So instead of jumping on your code within elements here, which is dirty, we can rather do it here when you go after type 2, and this is the standard procedure you must adopt. So I can declare my style here. Style. Bam. Closing the door. Enter. Right? So now I want to declare a class for tag A. I can say, first of all, I can say A. Then open a brace, close a brace. Bam. And then what do I do? Am I getting this code right? Let me check. Did I get it right? Okay, I'm getting it right. Fine. Yeah. Then copy all of this style in here. Copy it, exit it, copy it, and dump it here. Do that. Let me arrange my code very well. Bam, bam, enter, enter, so that it's clean. All right. So in this instance, I'll take away style from all of this place. So now what I've done is this. You will see if I refresh my code, you will not see any difference. Hey, I have done something, and there's trouble. You can see my stuff are not aligned. So there's something is overlapping there. I've caused trouble somewhere. There's something I've enabled somewhere that is not closed, properly closed. So I have to look for it. I've caused a problem somewhere. Okay. So this is how we troubleshoot. You take it back. You undo what you've done. Right? Then you go and refresh. Okay. It's back. Okay. I now I know where the problem is. I know where the problem is, and I'm going to tell you. Now, what I've declared here, let me refresh. Can you see what is happening right here? All of this, edit, download this course has been highlighted, just like this. So what is happening here is this, simply this. Because I declare the A tag to carry these properties. It means everywhere I declare A will carry a background black, a color, text color of white, padding of 10, pixel, text direction none. So you see, this is affected. This is affected. It's affected. So anywhere I declare a tag automatically carries that property because I say a. The style for a should be this. So instead of me coming to write CSS code for this one, I just declare it up here. So what it means is I don't need to have all of this. So I'm writing a clean code now. I don't need to have all of these. You see, I don't need to have all of these. Are you guys following me, please? I hope
Yes,
you guys
sir.
are not connecting to the phone and just
Yes, sir.
whiling away time. So can you see that I've reduced my code here? And if I come back here, I refresh. You can see that this one did not change, but this one, I'm in trouble here. So, but I don't want edit, download, discuss to be affected. I only want home, about, ring, new, and contact to carry that CSS stuff. So what am I going to do? So we now do something called class. Create a class. I can give it, I create a class. How do we declare class? We declare CSS tag like this, general. It's a general tagging. So if I want to declare class, I say dot. What thing do I want to give it? I can say nav menu item. Dot nav menu. I just give it a name, declare a name for it. Nav menu. And what do? I now come here, copy, say, and now declare the class here, the CSS class. Class paste. So I'm telling this tag, use CSS class nav menu item. So by that, this one will not be affected anymore. All these guys will not be affected anymore because it is until when they have that this class name that they are going to carry the same properties. If they don't have the class name, they will not carry that properties. Do you get me? So I do this. So I can come back and refresh. Can you see? I have a trouble here. Ring news. They are not showing well. You can see the edit, download, discuss are no longer having that problem. Let me see where the problem is for ring news. Ring and news. You see, there's a problem. The class is not well spelled. The class is not well spelled. If I save it, then I come back here. If I refresh, you see. So now, what we've done is we've reverted back to what we were doing before. But the difference is your code is more efficient now. It's more clear. Why? You rather, instead of you declaring your CSS for each tag, you declare everything in a class. How do we declare a class? In CSS, you declare it. That name you declare, you come into that tag and create the property class, reference the CSS class there. That's all you need to do. Do you get? So this is one method, yes, of declaring a class. The second way is you reference the tag. The moment you say a tag, P, you can say P tag. P tag is for paragraph. Every CSS you put under P will affect all the paragraphs. For example, you want to standardize, you want to do that. Every paragraph should have a color on a particular web page. And you don't want to be writing CSS at every interval. So anyway, you just put paragraph, it will automatically carry the properties, of paragraph CSS that you have declared on the top. So that's the difference. So there's a place where we can use tag, what's that? Okay. There's a place where we can use tagging of a property. No, a property, a tagging a CSS, writing a CSS for a tag directly, declaring it so that it affects all of that tag in your HTML file. And there's a time when you just create a class, you're like, okay, it's only where I declare it that I want to make use of it. So that's what we did here. So that under a tag, this one is not affected because they don't have the class. Only this one is affected. But if you see now, if I do something like this now, if I put the a tag here, for example, if I put a class here, class nav menu item, you will see that it's going to operate differently. Can you see? This is operating differently from download and discourse. All right. So let me give you time to digest this and ask your question. So let me get from you guys if this is clear, please. If it's not clear, you can call me back and tell me what is not clear. I can come back again to explain it to you.
Excuse me, sir. I have a question.
Hmm.
Can you hear me,
Proceed.
sir?
Sure. But wait, hope I've been audible. Hope you guys could hear me clearly since.
Yes, sir. I have a question.
Yes, Sarah, proceed, sir.
Okay. I was going through something today, so I now saw that was the HMW3 class. They said that it's very necessary to include image height. That's for image. You should include the attribute height and width. That is very necessary because you try to like access that web page, the image might flicker. So I don't know why it is necessary because I didn't do that for my images.
You have to do it so that you resize it. You have to determine the width and the height of your image. If you don't do that, the HTML will automatically use the original height and width of that image itself. You know, there are some images that are so wild that they occupy your screen. But on the HTML, you just want it to show in a little space. You just want it to show in a little dimension. So that's why you need to declare width and height for it. You can also write CSS for it, for your image. All right, now, are you done? Sarah?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so since I'm not getting any question, does it mean that everybody is clear to everyone? Our class is code today. What is happening?
For me, sir, I quite understand, sir.
Are you sure people are in this class? Okay, people are sending messages.
Yes, sir. In this class, sir.
Fine class. Oh.
Okay, now. Okay, so I think it's clear. Let me assume that it's clear. So this is how that is how you become a great website designer. So you can now we can now begin to look at this website and we begin to make it more cleaner. So for our table two, you see for this one too, you can see that it's using, they have the same CSS, right? So I can just remove this from here and create it in a class. Create a class for it, call it any name, dot table table image. Let me just call it this. Let me just give it a name, just any name. Then paste this. Do you see? Just paste this, and then I can call up this class right here so that I don't have to deal with too many repetitions. Class, you get, and then put the class name there. Just copy. So this gives me a very clean code. A very clean code. A very clean code. Do you get? So let's see. So when you refresh, it will give us the same thing. This is what we is this one. So you get. So let's inspect. So when we inspect our work, you can be able to see all what you have applied to it. You get. So let's check this out. Let's see this one. You could see this. You could see this the class. Okay, one thing. You can see all of the CSS right here. Yeah, the CSS right here. You get. So you can inspect to see. Now, for you to see, can you guys still hear me? My network is confusing somehow.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
can
sir, we can hear you,
click
sir.
a particular table cell. This is how to inspect. If you click a particular table cell, this particular table cell, you could see the styles for that table cell right here. So if I click this, you can see it shows me the style. This is the class, and this is the attributes. Do you get? So all these ones are the default CSS that comes with it. Do you get? So this is the CSS I declared for it. So this is how you can inspect an element and see how it's working. So when I click on it, I light the tag where it is and shows me the CSS associated with it. Okay, so since we understand this, this is how to create a cleaner code. Now, that doesn't mean that we cannot still write. You can have multiple class. So we want to put multiple class. For example, this TD can have multiple class. You just put the class name and go and declare it up here also. So you can have multiple class. And then you can still have, while you put a class here, you can still put, it doesn't stop you from putting style. So if I put style here and I see color, red, you get, it will still work. It's still gonna work, right? So let's refresh. Where is it? Not showing. We gave it red. Okay. This for an image. This for an image. This for an image. Let's say border color red. We'll see what will happen now. Can you see? It gave only this one red and others green. So we call this overriding in CSS. So now the way HTML code executes is executing in a linear way from up to down. So now as it's interpreting this HTML code, it executes this one first, this CSS class. Everything on inside table air image, it executes it first. And you know this one has a color green. That's why others are having this color green. Others are having border color green, the border color green. But now, I now tell me I'm doing something different. And I'll say, this one, don't mind the color I put under this class or this tag. Override it with a border color red. The HTML will obey. It will still execute other properties, but wherever I find that it has an existing border color, it override it with this new border color that I put right there. That's why you find this one having red and others still retaining the inherited class of CSS. Did you understand that? I need to show you that technicality there because you'll be coming around something like this and you need to know how to navigate your path. So there are some times, but you need to isolate them and just let their behavior be different from others based on design concepts that you are doing. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
I don't really understand the class part you explained, sir.
All right. So finally, uh, okay, which one you don't understand? Is it the class? How to declare a class? How to
Yes, sir.
design a class? Is that what you don't
Yes.
understand, or which one?
How to define a class, because I've actually seen it in some codes that I inspect. Well, I don't really know the importance of it. I don't even see the effect
Okay,
at all.
this is what. Okay, now why do we declare a class? Sorry, my network is lagging. Volume off. Time. Correct. Okay. I hope the network is better now. Okay, can you confirm if you can hear me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so why do we need to declare a class? We declare a class because we want to aggregate our HTML elements. We want to put them, segment them, meaning that I want to be able to say that, oh, okay, this set of HTML, okay, for this part, for this aspect, this is the uniform. We want to declare uniformity. That's the essence of a class. It's for uniformity. We want to achieve uniformity like home, about, range, news, contact. You want their appearance to be the same. So normally what we did before, if you take our previous course, who are following us, we declare each one. This is home, about, ring, news, and contact. Each one of them add CSS code. This CSS code, this one, this CSS code on each of them. Right? It will work, but it is not a good concept. If you are going to be employed, you need to work with the right concept. Do you get? And that gives you too much code in your HTML because you're repeating the CSS across each of them. So instead of us doing that, we now said, okay, declare a class. What do we say a class is for? A class is for uniformity, that you declare a class, and this is the way we declare it. You dot, give it a name, and open a brace and close the brace and put your CSS within it, your CSS code within it, so that what you declare here, these nav menu items, you can now put it, declare, there's a class properties automatic for all HTML elements. You just write class and then put your class name, the class name in this style, inside this CSS style. Style is to declare CSS code. So on that style, we have class. This is how to declare a class. This class on a class, this on that class is achieving a CSS design concept. So each one for nav menu items, if I begin to put it, I put it here, it begins to make them to behave the same way. If I remove this one for contact, so I remove this class for contact, or I removed it, I did not put anything there, you're going to see what is going to happen. You see that it do not have the same uniformity with others. You see contact does not have the same uniformity with all this. So to achieve that uniformity, you now say that, okay, I'm applying this class for you. Do you get? For contact. So that you also behave the way others are behaving. Right. You also behave the way other CSS are behaving. The other HTML are behaving. And which we declare them under this class. So this is how to declare a class. Then you put the CSS code here. So that this CSS code, only one, is executing for multiple HTML styles. If you have 100, it will run the same way for all of them. So instead of you writing CSS code for each element, you declare what? Declare the class name, class properties of into your style, in your header. You declare it under the head of HTML, then declare your style, right? And then come to do it, right? And then declare the classes right here. So is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so lastly, so that is step one. Lastly, so guys, there are thousands of CSS concepts. What I expect from you is go give yourself a challenge, right? So I like this about Bridget. I like this concept. So give yourself a challenge. Go to Facebook. Dear Facebook, dare yourself to regenerate what Facebook has. What that will do for you is it will make you to be knowledgeable about a lot you can do on HTML, in CSS, because in trying to achieve this, you could see that how was Bridget, how do you guys achieve this Zurex? The way they place it right here, I'm sure they must have used margin. I'm suspecting margin. See code. Now, okay, these are your CSS. Top, you see, yeah, top also works for margin. Okay, you see, I'm sure they copied this code from somewhere, but it's fine. As far as it's working, don't worry, use the code. You can understand later. But what I discourage is creating a website from ChatGPT is not good, but you can ask ChatGPT what you want to achieve. You can ask Google what you want to achieve. Yeah, it's a good way of working. So this is a good concept. I'm sure that when they were working, they achieved this, then they were like, let's push it down with this. So they use top CSS. So you see this CSS. You see that I did not teach you position relative, letter spacing. I don't have the time to start teaching you one after the other. Do you get? So it is through practice that you are able to perfect yourself, right? And the difference between a web designer that can be employed and the one that cannot be employed is how skillful you are. Do you get? So you guys five people can call themselves website designer, but if you look at what they can do, it's based on what your skill in CSS will determine what you can be able to, how better you are than other people. So you guys can give yourself a challenge. Facebook. Regenerate Facebook. You can do it. You see how beautiful everything is. You can do it. So just give yourself a challenge on that. All right. So lastly, this is what I want to do for us.
Please, sir, I actually did not get
So
how.
lastly, now, instead of putting my CSS right here, I don't need to put it right there. I can declare it in a file. So where is this my HTML? What's that? Okay, so now, for style, now, this is a way to declare CSS, but this is not the ultimate. The ultimate is what I want to teach you now. First of all, where is our HTML code? Home.html. That's state work, your governance work you are using. It's right here. This state work. This is our work. You could see that this is home.html. This is what is working. This is what state is working now. So what is this now? Okay, so this is what she's working on, right? So now I want to declare the CSS directly from a file, and which is the right concept. I'm taking you guys step by step so that you understand little by little, and you understand it from a complexity before it starts becoming complex. I'm taking you gradually. So this is the thing. This I want to arrive at. If I jump at that, I would have confused you guys. So this is what we used to do. So normal concept is I create a folder and I'll call it create a folder, call it CSS. CSS, call it CSS, right? Then you now copy this your CSS and create a new file. So I taught you how to create a new file, so we don't need to look at that again. Then save this code, save this into the CSS folder and call it my CSS dot CSS dot CSS. Don't forget that. Click save. You click what? You click save. So automatically it saves it. So you click save, right? So now, instead of me writing all of these guys, I don't need to do that. I can just do something like this. To write that first. Is this link we use or script? See that? In myself, I'm becoming an old man. Don't forget it. All right, so let's see. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Okay, this guy. This is what I'm looking for. Is this code I'm looking for? I was trying to, don't worry. Don't fret. So instead of me, so I can just do this. What am I looking for? href css folder dot, that's my css dot css. That's it. First of all, if I don't have this, you see a colossal damage. First of all, if I don't have that, you will see that there will be problem. Everything I've done, I cannot access it. You see, I can't access that. I can't access the CSS. What is happening is that it cannot recognize the CSS is not included in this HTML, but I'm accessing the class, or I can't see. This is my CSS file. This I came to put it inside the file, right? So what I'm not doing now is what I just did here is reference it. So this, what I'm doing here is I created my CSS in a different file on its own, so that my work is very neat. So this is how to work. But I was taking it step by step. I thought I introduce you how to write CSS in an HTML tag, which is fine. Yeah, they use it, but that's for a beginner. And that took it to another level of expertise. Now, instead of you doing that, to create a class, you can create CSS on a property tag on your header, and then it can be used across all of your HTML code. Now, this is the place I wanted to take you to, which if I have done it once, you will not understand. I know that you will not get it now, but you can ask your question. So what I did is create another file, put the CSS code here, and then reference it here. You see, I'm not seeing any segment CSS right here. I'm not seeing all those things. They are all in this place. So I can always go to this file, write my CSS there, and then anything I write here in this place, I can access it here. You get, so how do I access it? CSS, that's my folder, and then my CSS. So this is my work. In a nutshell, this is what I do. You see, this is it. This is Fit work. This is Fit website. You see, it's well arranged now. This is our home page. This is CSS folder. So I'm referencing href CSS. So this link is a standard code to reference a CSS, or yeah, to reference a CSS, real style sheet. That's CSS. Then my folder CSS, this one, and my CSS.css. So this is the file, my CSS.css, which I'm working on here. So I migrated so I can be writing all of my CSS code here, and automatically it can reflect, it can affect this page. So let's go and refresh this page again, and you're going to see the difference. Can you see? You can see the difference. You can see that we have returned back to what we are doing. All right. So I'm going to so now I'm going to reject all of our assignments. I will extend the same assignment to next week. All what I've taught you today, I want you to reflect it. I want it to be reflected on what you have done. Right. So you can submit your assignment next week, Monday. Yeah. So I want you to now create a different CSS. Look at everywhere you have CSS. standardize it, put all the CSS in a file, and then reference them through a class in your HTML. Right. So that's what I want you to do. So, any questions, guys?
Yes, sir, I have a question.
I think maybe I've lost you guys. Is it clear? If I don't
Yes,
get any
it
feedback,
is.
I'll more
It's
eager to
very
close the
clear.
class because
I
I'm very
have a
tired.
question. I have a question. Can you hear me?
What's the question?
Okay. The previous assignment, that's Miss Bridget's assignment, I don't know how they were able to get the logo. I saw something like position relative.
Continue.
Yes, this is Jesus logo. How did they come about it?
All right. I think you can check with Bridget. You know, I taught you CSS last week. I spoke about margin top, margin bottom. That when you say margin top, it means you want it to move away from the top. If I say margin left, you want an object to move away from the left by a particular figure. So that's just what they did here. So you can reach out to them. So you guys should collaborate. Reach out to them how they did it. Do you get? And that's the best. That's one of the ways you can learn. We won't be able to do all of that in this class here because of time. Right. Hello, guys. So I feel we all are clear with it because I will be taking a close right now. I'll be following up on us. There's something I will task us to do on Friday. In short, I will. This assignment should be submitted on Friday. Yeah, latest on Friday, and I'm going to mark it on that Friday. So if you don't submit on Friday, there'll be no mark for you. So what you're needed to do is complete your website. So I'll reject all the ones that are submitted. Yeah, well done, bro. Complete your website and all the CSS, pack them on one file and reference them in your main HTML. That's what we have done right here. So I taught you how to use a class, how to reference CSS via a class, and then reference the CSS from another file, CSS folder, and my CSS file. This is my CSS file. So you get. So I put on my CSS class right here. Then I can reference it from my HTML file. So that will be all for tonight. And thank you for joining. Wishing you a wonderful night rest.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank you, sir.